Well, I hope you guys are getting out there and enjoying some of this beautiful weather because this is average this time of year. But what has me more concerned is how long we've gone without any rain shower activity. Now, yesterday we saw some steady storms carry with us for a couple days, but it wasn't enough. And by tomorrow, we'll see just how much damage it did. But right now, things are going to be looking pretty dry for about a week. We're looking at the temperature change over the last 24 hours, getting a good idea of this high pressure pushing over the Concho Valley, floating somewhere back and forth between those upper 60s and those lower 70s. We sort of see where that cloud cover pushed in last night. And then as it cleared out of the way, we shot up about 11 degrees right up into those mid 80s, and we're leveling out right now at 84 degrees. So it's 84 in San Angelo right now. Everybody else joining us in a combination of those mid to lower 80s. Of course, I'm always looking for 10 degrees right now, but definitely not there as we see some of those cooler temperatures. 80 up there in Sterling City, 87 down there in Junction. We're looking at those cooler temperatures towards the north and those warmer temperatures down towards the south. We usually want to see that flipped around in about 3 degrees more across the entire region. Now, the humidity indices have dropped quite a bit down into those 30s across the entire Concho Valley, while the dew points as well have dropped about 10, if not 20 degrees down into those 50s and those 40s. But we're really tracking the upper level pattern and Hurricane Helene. Now, you heard Haley talk about it earlier. Everybody's preparing for this hurricane, slated to get even stronger, a Category 4 before it makes landfall. Already showing up on the upper level pattern as it joins a cutoff low and circulates somewhere around Illinois, if not Kentucky. But what does that mean us for here in the Concho Valley with this high pressure? Look at all this cold, dry air making its way in by next week. That's what it's going to take to push that low pressure system out of the way. Now, water vapor imagery is already picking up a lot of strong cloud cover from Helene. That's near Cuba, already across the entire state of Florida, and you can see it pulling all that moisture out of the Concho Valley. When we take you down to the moisture tracker, we're going to continue to watch these concentrations of orange circulate somewhere around Florida. Watch as it pulls that dry air around and then continues to hover just outside of the Concho Valley, again targeting the Mississippi River Valley, where they're expected quite a bit of rain, and with that storm surge somewhere around 12 feet down there in Florida. Severe weather outlook targeting all along the Gulf Coast, then up the eastern seaboard. And when we take you down to Helene right now, a Category 1, very organized, slated to become a Category 2 by tomorrow, and it's going to settle by a Category 4 before it makes landfall. Right now, moving north at about 12 miles per hour, sustained winds at 85 miles per hour. It's definitely getting a lot stronger and a lot bigger. Take a good look on the satellite. We were measuring it earlier. It's about 1,000 miles wide. That's from west to east and from north to south. While again, we're seeing those sustained winds. Sea surface temperatures are somewhere in those 90s. And of course, when we take you into the futurecast, we're getting a good idea of where it's going to go. Now, things are going to stay pleasant well into Friday here in the Concho Valley. But if you have to do any traveling, just hold off for a couple days. Watch how the circulation finally makes landfall on Florida. It widespreads across Illinois, somewhere around the Fun Belt, Sun Belt. And then we continue to watch this circulation being held off as it runs out of energy. And we still see those pleasant conditions here in the Concho Valley as it pulls that humidity off towards the east. So tonight we're dropping back down into those beautiful upper 50s. Get out there and enjoy it. Then tomorrow, cool, clear, calm, and average this time of year as we only get up into those upper 80s. Now, we're going to continue to see these pleasant conditions again well into Friday, definitely making sure those butterflies get here back and forth safely. But as we start to close out September and we start October, we're going to watch those cooler temperatures still hold strong in those mid 90s while those lows are hovering still around those lower 60s. Stay tuned on more for the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.